Hello beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel Soul Journey. My name is Becca Himza, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about the current energy that's going on in 2020, which we are in Aquarius, and we also just had the new moon in Aquarius, and just how it has been personally affecting me and some of the things that I'm engaging in while riding this wave. A lot has been shifting since 2020 started, and we're not even through the first month. I think a lot of you are feeling that same energy. A lot of breakups, a lot of shifting, a lot of just getting really clear. I'm finding that this energy, we started 2020 in Capricorn and now we're moving into Aquarius, a lot of clarity. I feel like I'm just seeing my reality different, and a lot of things are coming up and being very confronting. And but I'm finding that even though there are things that are confronting that before I wouldn't have wanted to look at per se, or were easier to kind of push aside, are becoming nearly impossible to push aside, and things are just getting really clear. And I feel like, I think the best way to describe it is I'm getting tired of my own BS. But also I'm just getting tired in general, because being out of alignment is no longer feeling like an option. Like before it was uncomfortable, but now it doesn't feel like an option at all. And which can be very uncomfortable, but it can also be liberating, which is, I think, apt considering we're in Aquarius. And I think this the end of this month and the beginning of February, this Aquarius season is going to be about deeply liberating ourselves, and this is going to be mentally, emotionally, physically. And then as we come into Pisces, at the end of February, we're going to dive deep into our feelings and our emotions and our awareness, and a lot is going to come to the surface. But since we'll have liberated ourselves in a powerful way, the month previous, we're going to be able to engage in those feelings a lot more powerfully and with a lot more clarity, and really engage in it powerfully. And then of course we're going to start that cycle over in that Aries energy. And I kind of have two New Years. There's the New Year's we all celebrate with the Gregorian calendar, and then for me, that shift from Pisces into Aries, that spring equinox feels like another New Year's in a way. And if I was going to say, like, energetically, when it comes to like the energies of the planet, that spring equinox does feel like a rebirth. We've come out of this cocoon, this death energy, and we're really rebirthing ourselves. And so coming into that fire energy after getting clear and then liberating ourselves and then going deep into our feelings and our emotions, then we're gonna shoot out of that cannon with that the Aries energy, and then plod forward right into the next year energetically. And so kind of coming back to the Aquarius energy and feeling so much shift, and a lot of it feels like a long time coming. I think a lot of us are kind of getting hit over the head with it, but it's almost like it's feeling, how would I word this? It's like giving birth, or having been nauseous for a really long time and finally getting sick. It's like it's really uncomfortable, but the release afterwards and what it brings to us feels like it couldn't have come sooner. And that's really where I'm at. And so in this stage of massive shift, which because I want to take you on this journey, I really want to bring a lot more content to this channel. I have a lot of dreams for this channel. I have a lot of cool projects that I'm like that you will be able to get engaged with, which is super exciting. And that will be coming in the next few months. So I'm very, very excited. Depending on how this next few weeks go for me. There's been some big shifts in the last few days for me. Again, long time coming, but just a lot. And again, it's one of those things where for a long time I've been kind of trying not to look at something, or when I looked at it, I tended to push it to the side. And now I just feel like that's no longer doable. And so because of that, a lot is shifting. So you will be coming along with that journey, but I'm also not going to tax myself if I'm really feeling like I need to be present with myself. So we'll see kind of how that goes. But either way, I do want to take you on that. So through this energy of self-discovery, self-liberation, self-empowerment, self-responsibility, I'm realizing like the most important thing you can do for yourself is really focus on yourself. And I don't mean to the point of where you're neglecting others, but I mean in the evolving sense. I mean, if you're feeling tossed, if you're feeling out of control, the best thing you can do is center yourself and prioritize meditation, prioritize your spiritual practice, and prioritize your evolution. And that's really what's helping me, not as an escape, but as a way to utilize my time and the intense energy that's happening, and utilize it in a way that I can learn and grow from instead of being bogged down by it. So yesterday, 2 days ago, I ordered a book that I've been wanting to read for some time. Actually, one of my exes in Australia literally quotes it to me all the time. And I'd never actually read it, which I think some of you will be surprised by when I say what it is, because it's like a really popular, famous book. And for some reason, like a week ago, I was just like, I need to get that. And again, kind of coming back to this whole getting tired of my own BS, is that like, there are just some things that I have resisted for so long that I'm just like, I'm too tired to resist them anymore. I'm like, I can't, the resistance is becoming too difficult, and I can't fight myself any longer. And so instead of doing that, I've decided to turn into it and look it square in the face and go, okay, what are we going to do with this? Like, hi. And so, you know, feeling deeper than anger, feeling deeper than mistrust, and going deeper into like where those things come from. So actually feeling the sadness, letting yourself just be in it and observing and getting clear. And then actually doing the things that we've always wanted to do, like the habits that we've like always wanted to do but didn't really like give us ourselves like the priorities or the responsibility to actually do them. I'm getting really tired of not doing that, and it doesn't feel good anymore. And now that I'm starting to engage in them, when I don't do them, I'm like, oh, that's why I was feeling like crap for so long, because I'm not honoring what I know deeply within my soul is what I need. So I got this for like $6 on Amazon Prime, and I was surprised at how cheap it was. So if this book interests you, go pick it up. And that's the 4 Agreements. And again, I know so many people have read this. I have been on this journey for 8 years now. No, 7. This is like the 8th. And I've done a lot of research. I've read a lot of books, but I haven't gotten to this one yet. And for those of you who don't know, this is called The Practical Guide to Personal Freedom. I think that's so interesting because like I didn't like go and research this book. Like I had a general idea of what it was about, but it's interesting that like I resonated with this book like at this time. So The Practical Guide to Personal Freedom, a Toltec wisdom book. The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. I believe that's how it's pronounced. And it's very simple. Oh, so it looks like in the US it's usually sold for $13, but again, I got it for $6 on Amazon. So this book is basically about that you can live your life by 4 personal agreements, like with yourself and the rest of the world. They're personal agreements, so like the world doesn't have to live by them. It'd probably be better if they did. But it's kind of like 4 rules to live by, and that's what this whole book is. And it's not like trying to beat around the bush or anything like that. Like it gets right into it. Like the 4 agreements are literally on the cover. So the 4 agreements are: be impeccable with your word, speak with integrity, say only what you mean, avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others, use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. Number 2, don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. Now, I do want to like have a caveat to this. And again, I haven't read the full book, but I just wanted to say like, sometimes I feel like people can really bypass a lot of lessons by kind of having that like, this isn't about me, this is about them, they're projecting. Because as we know, everything's a mirror. So you don't have to take something personally as like an attack, but anything that's coming at you can be a mirror of something, a vibration you're holding. There's always a mirror. So just because you're not taking it personally, like as an attack from them, it's still good to always observe why you're experiencing that thing and look at where the reflection is, because then you're learning but not taking it personally. And that's, I think, really, really important. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality and their own dreams. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. 3, don't make assumptions. I think this is huge. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstanding, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. Yeah. And the 4th one is always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstance, simply do your best and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. So I'm really excited to read this. It's a very short book. Let's see how many pages it is. Oh, there's prayers in the back. So including the prayers, looks like it's only like 138 pages. So this is like, seems like it would be a really great book to take on a trip, to read in a few days, depending on how fast you read. I know some people could get through this in a day. I probably could if I really like. There is a 5th book he wrote, which my ex-partner from Australia, said he recently read, and it was really, really good. And it was like a great addition to this. So there are other books to go with this. So I highly recommend that. So yeah, I'm excited for this. If you've read this, definitely comment it down below. Let me know, was there a specific agreement that like helped you the most? And if I read this and I find it's like really practical, maybe I'll do a video on it. Maybe I'll do a video on each chapter. I don't know. If that interests you, comment down below, because I think that might be kind of a cool thing. I've tried to do like a book club thing in the past with a different book, and because I was in Australia, like a lot was happening. Like it didn't really work out. But if I feel led to, maybe I'll do like, you know, like a video on each chapter. It's like, what does this mean to me? How can I apply this? Blah, blah, blah. So anyway, that's my current like little promise to myself, along with a lot of things that I'm just holding myself to and owning. So I'm excited for this year. I'm nervous. I'm terrified. Like, let's get real. I'm terrified, but it's kind of like one of those things, like the only thing scarier than like changing is staying stagnant, right? The only thing scarier than the shift is what it would mean if you didn't. And that's really where I'm at. And I really just want to hold myself to a higher standard, because when I'm doing that, it feels really good. It feels empowering when you let yourself settle internally and externally. It feels easy in the moment, but long term, it really does kill you. And this is what I'm learning for myself. And I'm always on the upward, you know. But if you're not really owning yourself, that journey can be a lot more painful. And so yeah, I think the summing up this feeling is, again, getting tired of my own BS and taking responsibility and going, okay, like, let's utilize this time. Let's like get present. And I think it's a perfect time right now in Aquarius to own it, get clear, and liberate ourselves mentally, emotionally, and physically. And I am excited. I'm excited for what that could mean when I actually stand up, because oftentimes it's not as scary as we think it's going to be. It's very easy to have a fear of the unknown. And that's something that one of my teachers said. She's like, you're not afraid of the unknown. Actually, the unknown has nothing to be afraid of. It could be nothing. What you're really afraid of is the story you're making about what could happen. So it's not the unknown. It's whatever you believe could happen in the unknown. That's scary. And I thought that was a really good distinction. So instead of focusing on what could happen, start focusing on what you want to have happen. Start focusing on what feels good. Start focusing on manifesting the reality you want. And then that unknown won't be so unknown, because you're consciously creating instead of focusing on the worrying and the doubt, which only is going to create it, as we know. So I'm claiming that I'm no longer going to be in that state of fearing the unknown because of the unconscious story I have, but rather taking the unknown as a blank canvas and seeing its intense, beautiful potential, that it's not formed yet, and focus my intention on actually creating that. And that's exciting. That's empowering. And I'm excited for that. And it's about being gentle with yourself, and also holding yourself accountable. Not but being gentle and holding yourself accountable. And I think that's really going to be powerful. And I think a lot of us are feeling that this year. A lot of us are really getting tired of our own BS. And that's really exciting, because that is ripe, fertile ground for some really powerfully exciting stuff to take place. And I'm excited to see what we do. So thank you so much for watching. If this message resonated with you, definitely comment down below. Did it spark some ideas in you? Was it a confirmation for you? Are you feeling the opposite of this? I would really like to know. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, definitely hit that like button and hit subscribe, because I've got a lot of really cool stuff coming, and I'm really, really excited for that. So I'd love to have you on that journey. If you'd like to check out my other social media, the links to those are in the description down below, along with my Etsy shop where I do personal energy readings, and I have other soul journey tools there. So if that interests you, definitely just check it out. You can send me a message on my social media platforms. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being on this journey with me. We are collectively on this journey, and it's pretty exciting. And I thank you for honoring that and having the bravery to be a human, because it's a pretty intense time. So you're doing awesome. Thank you for joining the collective consciousness on planet Earth. We're lucky to have you. So thank you so much, guys. Many blessings. Namaste. And don't forget, it is all about the soul journey.